Oh my goodness, chatters. I have so much to talk to you guys about. I had so many things happen the last couple days. So I wanted to talk. Maybe we'll do a little bit of doodling. Might do a little bit of run around in Minecraft. Who's to say? But the one thing I know is I got a lot of stories for you. Oshi went home this morning. Oshi went on her flight back home this morning. So we are back on our regular schedule, our regular appointed program. Yeah, chat, I went to Six Flags. I did 2 days of Ren Faire. So many things, chat, and all the times of Oshi being here, I got a lot of stories. So that's what we're gonna do today. Hi, chat. Hi, Raiders. How was the lore? Did you like the cutscene, the audio? Good lore. Me when them, actually. Ah, hi, chatter. Mom garden. Me when. Chat, I am so excited to be back in lore. I haven't been able to do any lore the last couple days because I've been doing stuff in real life, and now I'm back to normal, chat, and I am gonna lore up a storm. I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of lore this weekend, chat, so sorry, should I say 100 subs to sub goal? No, it's 20. No, it's like 23. I'm not crazy. 505 482. Hi, chatters. I am so excited to be back in the good vibes. The 0 looked like an 8. The 0 does have a line through it, so I don't blame you. Our sub goal today, chat, is Among Us with mods. You guys wanted this sub goal, so it's our sub goal. Let me read out some of the resubs. Y'all, I'm also gonna put on my headsets. I'm gonna be up and about today, chat. I have to grab a lot of things to show you. The wonderful things I've acquired. Thank you, Danaboo, for the 27 months! Catching up on Fable and Bound, but yippee! Thank you, Danaboo, thank you. As well as Slumbery says, thank you for the 13 months. Knight, thank you for the 28 months at tier 2. Knight, that's kind of wild. That's a lot of months. Well, welcome in. Welcome in, chatters. Yeah, this last week has been kind of wild. Ren Faire was epic, and I have many things to show you at Ren Faire. I had a very interesting fan reaction at Ren Faire, actually. I have the couple of people who see me, like, all the time, that, like, see me at Level Up and see me at Ren Faire, and, like, every Vegas convention Ren Faire thing. But I had a weird one this time where I had an older lady walk up to me in like a full Ren Faire fit and was like, hey, I just wanted to say your video last year was amazing. I showed it to all my students to get them to come. Talking about the Pirate Fest vlog. And that was wild. I talked more with her. She was an art teacher that showed her students my vlog of Pirate Fest to encourage them to come because she comes all the time. And I was like, that's actually so cool. that was specifically a really neat one. She was so nice too. And she recognized like Haley and Mom Boo and was like, oh, you guys were in the vlog. You're the same group that was here. And I was like, yeah. She was like, you're kind of famous at my school. And I was like, for the Pirate Fest vlog? Kind of crazy bonkers. It was very cool though. It's similar to the guy who walked up to me at TwitchCon and was like, I love your TwitchCon vlog. And I was like, oh my goodness, I did do that vlog. That was me. That was cool. But we went for 2 days of Pirate Fest. Chat, hold on. Do you guys want to see pictures? You guys want to see pictures? Because I don't know if we've posted any of like the full fits of the squad through all the days. I don't actually think we ever posted all of the pictures. I think I have, yeah, that's that one. And then I'll show you guys what my fit specifically looked like. And then, do I have a picture with everybody? It's this one. And then my fit. Okay, I got him. I'm not the one with all of the pictures. Some of the other friends came with the pictures, but day one, chat, we did the dis fits, which you can kind of see. Hold on, chat. There you go. We did the guys. We did our D&D characters that I've done many times. Can I make this the right size, please? Please. There we go. You can see a little bit of the fits. Oh my goodness, that was so much more zoom than I anticipated there to be when I clicked at that. But Haley had her dress, and Oshi was in Faye, and then I had my Everett fit on, and then Centros was honest. This is my picture of me. Look at me go. There'll be an Instagram post. I just haven't done it yet. And then day two, chat, we had a little bit of a squad moment. We had Mambu, day two. She did Rosie from Has Been, which they've been working on putting together. So Oshi did Rosie, which I had a feeling you guys were going to like. And then David was Kaz Brecker from Six of Crows, if you know that. Haley had this really quirky, like, leather corset thing. And Mambu just had like a little Ren Faire fit and a very good bodice. And then I had kind of blood god looking fit. A kind of blood god looking fit that I posted in a TikTok, so you can see that guy a little bit. But David look like an old person? He does. But no, this was our fits both days. Your fit was so gender. Oh, thank you. I liked it a lot. Because I was like, I never get to wear my, like, big old blood god cape, so I wanted to again for Ren Faire. So that's when we blood god fit, but not blood god techno. Yeah, it was just the drip. It was just the drip, chat. I didn't vlog Pirate Fest, but the get into cosplay with me for this month is going to be Everett, like the Ren Faire, get into Renaissance Fest fit with me. And then I have like a mini vlog of like B-roll and us walking around. It's not like a vlog, but it's getting ready for Ren Faire is gonna be this month, which I thought would be fun. So that's a silly goofy. Thank you, Midnight Ashes, for the 2 years. Let me do it. You ready for this? I'm gonna do an epic little. Oh yeah. Chat, do you guys want to see some of the things? Some of the things I got? Do you guys want to see some of the things? I got a lot of tings. I love the tings. Also, chat, I have Dutch Bros today. This is a different Dutch Bros order than normal. Typically, I have some tea, but today I have a shake. This is a orange, vanilla, and blue raspberry shake. It's like a creamsicle, and it's very good. And that's our thing today. It's Trinketville. All right, I'm debating if I should show you the bangers like right off the bat, because there's 2 really cool things. How many potions did you get? I'm not gonna lie, chat, I did not get many potions. I did not get as many potions as my heart desired. Sadly, I got some little potions. I can show you some of the little potions, which are from a specific booth. A specific booth that I go to. where they do glass blowing. So they make potion bottles, but they're like tiny little glass bone guys. And I got quite a few of those because I think they're neat. And then the one like kind of quirky potion I got is this guy, which you can't see crazy, but there's a tentacle in there. There was like a macabre shop at Ren Faire that had a bunch of like bottles with like tentacles or octopus, and it's real. It's notably all real, and they had like bones and real bone necklaces and bone like skulls from actual animals. So there's a real tentacle in there. You can't see it crazy well, but I got that because I thought it was really neat. Yeah. They talked about they're doing like a smaller convention for like specifically macabre stuff like next month, and I think we're gonna try to go because it was really freaking cool. I didn't get any more like crazy bottles though, chat. Bottles were not the craziest this time. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the banger. I'm gonna show you guys, I'll show you guys the half banger next, okay? No, I gotta hype you up to it. I gotta hype you up to it. Changing on bribes was another poor man's poison. I am always down. I'm always down for a good bribe. One of the chill things I got, chat, that I'm definitely gonna be putting into my cosplays are these. Laga! Are these, chat, which are mini bracers. So they come on. Let me see if I can do this right off the bat. And they are little tiny bracers. I got both of them, both arms. And they would go like in the crook of the sleeve. So definitely some cosplays are gonna get these guys because I liked them a lot. That was one of the things I got. Little guy bracers. That's a need. I know. And they only had red, but red was what I wanted. So now I have slightly chiller bracers, and they can be different sizes too. So heck yeah. Blanca! Thank you for the 10 gifted! Let me do a little bit of a... Thank you. We will do a listen in a little bit. So yeah, we had those, which was very cool. And then the first of the two really bussin' bangin' guys. All right. I have some new goggles. Some new goggles, as in goggles with wings. Goggles with little leather wings. And I'm gonna paint them. I'm gonna paint them, chat. And Sherbert might get new goggles. Purely because I want them to. So we might get some bird goggles that will sit up there and then have the wing ears. They'll have the wing ears. Sherbert. I'm gonna paint them. I want to make these into Sherbert's ear wings, and then also paint the like sides of the goggles. So that was cool. Couple songs to choose from. You choose the name. Okay, I am down. Every day they become more and more burp. Listen, chat. The day I cave and give him bird feet, know that I've fully lost to my own will. You sure to Icarus? I mean Icarus. Thank you for clarifying. I do mean Icarus in particular. I also, chat, got a very fun other thing, which was kind of just silly. Which is another goggle that I might use for craft sherb, which is you guys are gonna laugh because I found this. I thought it was really funny. Just one. Just one. Just one. And I think that this is infinitely better than an eye patch. Is this not infinitely better than an eye patch? I don't know if Hey is still here, but I found this and I was like, dang. So I thought it was quirky. There's an eye patch emote. I don't know, chat. I had kind of fun with goggles this time. There was a cool booth. There was a cool booth, so it's perfect and quirky. I love it so much. Song options. Every day's exactly the same. Forget my name. I'm friends with the enemy. I'm not gonna lie, those all sound like Icarus coded songs. I'll do the first one. Every day is exactly the same, and we'll do a listen to that one. You sure when Icarus' emote is Icarus? Not sure, but it's throwing me off. No. But I bribe you and you listen to all three. I am a sucker for bribes. Alright, chat. Are you ready for the coolest thing that I got? Are you ready? This is by far one of the coolest things I've ever gotten from Ren Faire. And yes, I'm correctly hyping it up. Okay? I have had my eye on this for a long time, but I didn't commit until this time. And I'm not 100% sure who exactly they're gonna go to, but I have had my eye on these for like 4 or 5 years. Alright? I'm gonna go off screen really quick and put it on. Alright? I'm gonna go off screen really quick and put them on. I am not joking when I say that this is one of the coolest things that I've gotten. Alright? Alright, are you ready? And I will take your recommendations on who exactly you think should get these. Are we ready? Here we go. Chat. Hold on. Need more light. Need more justice for them. Need more justice for them. So, there's a booth at Ren Faire that specifically makes ears like this. And these are the purple and yellow ones. The big old purple and yellow ones. Look at them, chat. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. They're so brand. They're so brand. I would agree with you and say they're giving Crit, but Crit's ears aren't that color. Crit's ears aren't that color. I don't know. I freaking love them. I just like them a lot. I like them Picasso. Very cedar for some reason. That's fair, honestly. They can be giving potion craft a little bit. Mwah! I kiss him. Brandfish cosplay. That's accurate. There you go. Brand fish cosplay is accurate. Fishcarus? Fishcarus is terrifying. Thank you, Jules! What if I have gifted? Oh, thank you! Let me have a little bit of hydration. Remember that one time Sherbert said they wanted to be a crab? Real. Real, not fake, actually. Two songs, yeah. What other, like... There's many other things that are, like, smaller. I got a lot of rocks, chat. Oh! This is not from Ren Faire, but I wanted to show you. I got this on the way to Six Flags. Look at this little buddy! Look at him! I think it's going to go in my car. It is like rainbow parrot, but hummingbird. And it's got dangles. I got this on the way to Six Flags. Which you'll see in the vlog. In the vlog, I buy this, for Six Flags. I realize now I can say that. Yeah, little hummingbird. And I've been putting it's been on the desk. Go back on the desk. There you go. Been sitting back there. Thank you, Lago! The 10 more gifted. Let me do a little bit of a... Thank you. You guys are so very cool. Thank you, I do appreciate it. And I will listen to all the songs! Okay. What else? Is there other... I'm trying to think of other, specifically, like, stuff I got at Ren Faire, that I could show you. A lot of stuff. There was a lot of small stuff this time, chat. It wasn't crazy. I got a lot of rings. Oh, I'll show you guys my new ring that's made it onto my main hand. I have a new spinner, chat. I don't know if you guys can see properly. Come on. You want to do epic focus? No? It's got a bunch of eyes on it, chat. It's got a bunch of, like, biblical angel eyes. And I think it's going to replace the 2 spinners out of my rings that I wear all the time. I think that's gonna be there now instead of these 2 spinners, because this one's a little bit more satisfying. I'm not gonna lie. This one gives a good sound. Can you guys hear that sound? It's a really nice sound. As compared to these 2. They're not giving a good sound. Yes. Good. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. Oh, there were so many things. Oh, she got a parasol when we went in Rosie. So she got a little parasol to take around at Ren Faire. Other important things. I don't know. I think it's a lot of, like, the really cool stuff. I got a lot of rocks, chat. Got a lot of rings. Got some earrings. I got a little scarf, chat. Got a little scarf. Oh, she got a pair of soles? No, parasol. Like an umbrella. Not the lore music. like an umbrella. I got a little scarf, chat. That I'm gonna need for way in the future. I guess not way in the future, but in the future eventually. We got a little scarf. A little scarf, a little whoop. Love it. That's for theoretical magic cosplay chat, Magic the Gathering. Oh, chat. I had a day this morning. This is another thing on my list. I know you guys don't know, like everything that I know about Magic and its lore. But there's a new set coming out, and when a new set comes out, they drop new lore, in the form of like little short stories that you then read, and it tells you what's gonna happen in like the story of the set, and then they start showing you the cards. So new stories have been dropping over the last week, and I got hit like a truck. One of my favorite characters, who has been MIA since like this last big fight that they had, is back and a little bit evil, and I got hit like a truck yesterday, chat. If you guys follow my Magic the Gathering Tumblr, which I have, I have a Magic the Gathering Tumblr. I've been losing it over the last like 3 days. My favorite guy, Jace, my boy Jace Bellerin, who has been missing in canon, and I had like a whole essay on theories on where I thought this guy was, and I was like, yeah, he's not gonna be in this set. I can feel in my boat. It's gonna be like 2, maybe 3 sets from now. We're gonna see it. Maybe we get a hint at where he is. No. He's in the Cowboy Land. He's in the next one. He's a little evil. He's with his snake girlfriend, Slay. But hit like a truck. Hit me like a truck, dude. I was like spam messaging Haley when I was reading it. I was like, Haley, he's here. Haley, he's in Thunder Junction. Haley. You know, little cowboy lad? Yeah. And then my other favorite character was also in this set for no reason other than he was there for a second, which is cool. A bit of brain rot. Yeah, I kid you not, all I've been thinking about the last like 2 days is this story, because they released a bunch of the cards today, and he has a card. He has a card in the new set, which was not anticipated by my soul. I'm doing great though, guys. I'm doing great. I'm doing so good. But yeah, all the Tumblr notifications right now. But no, Chad, that's a side note. We also went to Six Flags. We went to Six Flags, which I have vlogged. I have vlogged that. I got footage on 3 different coasters that I should not have been able to get footage on. One of them had like a, on the like chair of the roller coaster, the little pouch where you put your phone was clear. So it was like a little bag, but it was like clear. So I was like, so I hit record and shoved it in there, and then you can see the whole ride. It's not good footage, but you can see it. It's a very bad angle and obscured by plastic, but I have it. And then another one, I got us on the, like, one of the pirate ship rocking rides, because they don't even make you put your phone away, so I just had it out. And we were swinging, so that's fine. And then the other one was the ride that Chad, I don't like drops. I don't like rides that have drops. Even since when I was a kid, I didn't like rides that drop. I like roller coasters. I don't like Tower of Terror type drops, okay? Because to me, it's giving, I figured it out. I figured out how to put it into words recently. I'm fine with dropping, like, really fast, really far, and feeling like I'm in the sky, but I want to be facing it. I want to be facing it. Like if I'm going down on the roller coaster, I want to whoosh. I don't want to no. I don't like it. I can't see where I'm going. I can't see down, therefore I freak out a lot. Whoa. Giving anime character. So like and when we first walked in, Haley was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on the drop. And I was like, I do not want to go on the drop. And she was like, you're going. And she ended up convincing me. And it was like the last ride we went on. And I filmed it. Not because it was allowed. It wasn't allowed. But I realized that if I just said screw it and believed in myself, that I would be fine. So my phone was in my pocket. And it's really bad footage. But you can hear us and feel when it drops. But the funny thing was, when I hit record and I put it in my jacket pocket, it's not like not my back pocket. Like I have a jacket on and I just put it right there. Because I was like, well, I want to get a good angle. And the guy is like strapping me in to the drop. And he's like, do you want to go put that away? And I looked at him and I was like, I'll be fine. And he was like, it's not like it's my job to stop you. And just let me have it. Which was very funny because he totally knew that I had it in there, and he was like, do you want to put it away? And I was like, it'll be fine. And then I filmed the whole thing. My phone was fine. Yeah, I didn't even come out of my pocket. You just gotta believe in yourself. Don't take your phone on a roller coaster, but I did and I was fine, so I'm super cool. But I have that footage too, which I got way more footage than I thought I was going to, which was very cool. And then the other thing, chat, was because we went on a Thursday in just some random week, there was like nobody there. So we got to ride a couple of rides multiple times, and one of them is called Tatsu. And that ride, it's meant to feel like you're flying. So you get strapped in. You sit in a chair, and then they put something over your head, and your feet are dangling, and your arms are out in front of you, and you're here, right? You know, you're sitting in your chair, and they're like, all right, let's go. And flip you facing down. They flip you like this. So your legs are like out behind you, like you're in flying position, like you're looking forward. And there's like, you're strapped in your front, so your back is like open, and it was so busted. And there's like full loops, chat. There's like full loops, there's full spinny loops. But it feels like you're flying. And I'm bird, so it was great. And like me and Centros and Oshi were all like, I'm flying! I'm flying! And Haley was terrified. Me, Centros, and Oshi were like, we're bird! And we rode that twice because we loved it so much. Oh, I also shocked myself. I shocked myself. There was like an arcade where you could one of the things was like you hold onto a thing and you see how long you can hold it while it's shocking you. So that's on camera, which is fun. That's part of the vlog. We did a whole lot of rides. The cool thing about Six Flags is that like it's all coasters and it's not like crazy on theming. So it's not like Disney where they're trying to shove your brand down your throat. Nothing wrong with Disneyland though. Disneyland's very fun. But this was just like coasters, 5-minute wait for every coaster, and you're on and you move on, you go to the next one. And there's just like a ton of them. And it was epic. It was very epic. Being bird and getting shocked, Icarus core. No, that was super fun. And then, you know, we have the 5-hour drive. Because we did it in a day. Because we were like, we don't want to stay overnight. We're going to wake up at 6 a.m. So we go with 6-minute wait time. It's because it was a Thursday in the middle of just like some random week, not like a vacation week. So most of the rides had 5 to 10 minute waits. And that was it. Which was kind of crazy. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Yeah, we woke up at 6 a.m. Drove for 5 hours. 6 Flags until they closed. Drove for 5 hours home. We got back at midnight. We woke up at 6 a.m. and got back home at midnight in the same day. And we're there basically from open till close. Because we got there at about like 11-ish, and they open at 10. And then we were there until they closed, which is at 6. And then we did the drive back. It was epic. It was very epic. Everybody else slept in the car at some point. I didn't. For some reason, I was just like, fine. And then I got home and passed out. But like, we could all drive, so we were taking turns a little bit, even though Haley did most of the driving. But it was very fun. Also, chat, that's so cool. It finally updated. I was waiting for it. But that's all on vlog, which is cool because now I have Oshi in a vlog. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of guys. And then a couple nights ago, we had a little bit of like a fun outing. Haley, Oshi, and I, and then Mambu was there for a lot of it. We watched through the entirety of Future Diary while Oshi was here. Love Future Diary. Go watch it. Great show. Also, don't watch it, though. We look at Future Diary, and then we look at Fable SMP, and we go, oh, moving on. Moving on. Great anime, though. Haley's favorite anime. There's just some tropes and some plot points in Future Diary that if you watch, you go, oh. Fable looking. Corporate needs you to find the difference between these two pictures. And there's many differences. But some of them you look at and they're like, yeah. We watched the entire Future Diary when Oshi was here, which was very fun. And then we went clubbing. Not like crazy though. But Oshi finally turned 21. Because when they were here for TwitchCon, they weren't 21 yet, but now they were. So Oshi was like, I want to go out because we're in Vegas. So we had Haley's brother drive us around a little bit, all over the strip, which is where all the casinos are. And we went to one of the places that we go to all the time, which is where the Meow Wolf is here in Vegas. We went there for a while. Hold on, is there? Do I have that image? Do I have that image? We got a drink, chat, at where is it? Is it this one? It's this one. We got a drink, like a cocktail that all of us shared called the Aquarium, which was like, it was one place and they had a big, it's in a fish bowl. And it's a whole lot of alcohol and then like nerds and like Swedish fish, and it's in a fish bowl. And we knew Oshi was gonna have that, but it's like you share it with everyone, so all of us had this, and we got an image. Hold on, let me. Massive drink, fish bowl. So it was just a fun time. It was cool. We all just went out on the town, which was very fun. But I mean, when you're splitting it between 5 people, it's very like chill. But no, it was very, very fun. Have you been to Santa Fe Meow Wolf for the Denver one? I've only been to the Vegas one. I want to go to more because the Meow Wolves are so fun. But we have Omega Mart, here. And that was very, very fun. But yeah, when you split it between a lot of people, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I wanted to talk about before I talk about that. We had D&D last week. We had D&D last week, which is the last thing I wanted to talk about today. Because we play again tomorrow. Hold on. I think we have one here with a duck by like a bucket with like rubber ducks in it. That's kind of fun. Meow Wolf is like a big old art exhibit with some sort of like story. But it's mainly like a big art, like modern art, weird exhibit with different themes, and then they have like an overarching story that you can like follow along when you walk through, and a bunch of interactive stuff and like slides and a whole lot. Meow Wolves are cool. Chat, shall we move on to D&D? How about we do a little bit of a listen? Is the boy okay? I think so. He's currently soulless, but we'll come back to that. We had a doozy of a session. Our session ran 2 hours longer than they normally do because Oshi was here, and because Oshi was here, Oshi got to play a character, and we really wanted to get through that whole interaction. So our session ran 2 hours over, and we didn't even finish the combat that we're in right now. But how about we listen to some songs, chat? How about we listen to some songs? Okay, we have 3 songs to listen to because of some bribes, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about D&D because we had an absolute doozy of a session. What the session that we had was more like 2 sessions, like pushed into one. Okay, chat. Okay. Now, for all of your sakes, I'm going to only talk about things when it like is important. I'm going to assume that you know my character and a little bit of the party and a little bit where we are right now. If you don't, I've talked about this party a whole lot on here, and I've been keeping you guys updated every week. So chatters, last where we left off, where did we oh great, we were all happy. Wow. So last where we kind of left off, we were in a pretty good place. We had just dealt with the guy who came to assassinate us because of one of our big bads that we managed to talk him out of somehow, through Mambu rolling a 35 for persuasion. We talked him out of assassinating us. And everybody kind of went off into their own thing. My character went and talked to my mom, which is a very big stepping stone in his character. And notably, Mambu made some soup, which I don't think I got to talk about this session, because in between the last session I told you guys about and our latest session, Mambu had a one-on-one session. Mambu had a one-on-one D&D session because she got sucked into some soup. I need to talk about that a little bit before we talk about what our actual session is today, because it kind of matters. So we had an interaction a little while back in this campaign. As I've told you guys, Mambu's character is the aspect of envy. She is one of the aspects of hell. Everybody thought that there were only 3, and it was pride, greed, and wrath. Nobody else thought that there were more than those 3, but turns out there's 7, like the 7 deadly sins. And Mambu has been slowly getting her memories back, remembering her life as an aspect. And one of the aspects that we've actually interacted with was the aspect of gluttony, who our party referred to as Soup Guy, because he appeared in some soup. We just got given a magical bowl of soup one day that never ran out, and eventually a guy came out of the soup. And he was cool, but now we call him Soup Guy. And Mambu having a little bit of a rough time because she just found out that all of the warlocks, who she is the patron of, have been killed. She could feel all of them dying. So she said, I'm gonna try and see if I can summon my brother, aspect of gluttony, by making some good soup and staring at it for a while. And it worked. She stared at the soup and got sucked into the soup. And Mambu had a solo session that I got to sit in on of Mambu basically in her own head, and she found out a lot of very important lore drops. Very, very important lore drops she found out. Notably, that she, in her head, which is where she ends up, she has in the past consumed the aspect of gluttony and the aspect of lust, who are both just chilling in her head, who she then gets to talk to. And they have a whole big conversation, but notably, while she's up in the soup / in her head, she finds some of her old memories and tears down the barriers on it, basically the chains locked around them, and remembers when she not was born, but when she was formed. Because we find out, which is something we knew already, that the aspects of hell were created when Asmodeus, who, if you know actual D&D, is an actual D&D thing, got killed. He got killed and split himself into the 7 aspects. And he got killed, notably, by Honest Draneer. Because David can't stop himself. If you don't know who that is, that's one of David's old D&D characters, who David shoves into every campaign that he can, literally ever. He's great. Who, in the original campaign, that we played with Honest as a character, he was a monk. His whole goal was to kill Asmodeus. So in a lot of his homebrew campaigns, Asmodeus was killed by Honest, and then some homebrew stuff happened. But we find out that Honest is kind of like Mambu's character's dad. And basically looked at the 7 aspects and was like, you, and pointed at Mambu and said, you're gonna lead them eventually. And then kind of dipped to go kill Bigger God. Now, I've talked a little bit about Bigger God. His name is Aeon. He's the god. He's the god of the gods of the gods. Way up there. He's the one that makes the other magic called Ruinous, which is basically god magic, where you say, I want that to happen, and then it does. You say, make a black hole, and it makes a black hole, and then there's severe consequences. You know how it is? So Honest, we find out, then tried to go kill Aeon and lost, notably. Never done that before. Very cool on David for making Honest lose for once. And when he lost, we find out that Honest got stripped of all of his titles and became the Jester, the god of nothing. I don't know how much I've talked about the Jester, but the Jester is a recurring character that we have met. He is like, what we knew of the Jester was he was the god of nothing. And he was basically Aeon's guardian, protector, second in command kind of guy, who has only ever just messed with us. And he's really quirky. He plays a cello. The cello is made of bones, real bones, and the strings are like vocal cords. And he's very unhinged, and our party has interacted with him on many occasions. He has shown up and we're like, oh man, it's the Jester. If we talk about him, he will show up. Like if we mention his name, he will now be watching us. And there's been many times where like we'll do something and then we'll just hear laughing. And we know it's the Jester. And this is a campaign that's been going on for like 2.5 years. Okay? And for like 2.5 years, we've been seeing this guy, the Jester, and we're like, oh man, he's so quirky, he's so cool. And then we find out it's just honest. It's just honest. It's just honest, which is such a big reveal for our party. Because we make the joke that he's gonna turn every character and be like, and it was honest the whole time, and then he did. And this is a moderately big deal. Just for like our sanity as a party, was finding out that they're the same person. And then we also find out that Mambu holds the keys to Ruinous, like got given to her by Honest when he killed Asmodeus. Very cool. Very big lore drops. We have accent time. I'm gonna talk like a little guy. I might talk a little British, or I might talk real stupid. Who's to say? But we find out that, all of that. And then Mamba wakes up from her soup. She wakes up from her soup and she's like, oh boy. And now we're in a real session with all of the characters that we've been doing. Like we're now up to date. All right, that was the solo session that Mambo did, where she got all of those reveals. So what she does is she's like, go get everybody. And has wings, notably. She didn't have wings before. She comes out of the soup and she has wings. And she's like, oh man, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. So my character goes running around and says, you, go to the dining hall. Mambo just came out of some soup. You, go to the dining hall. Divine just came out of some soup. And then we all go to the dining room. And we're like, all right, fill us in. And Mambo, in character, tells us all of the things that she just learned about how she's already killed 2 of the aspects, and Honest is the Jester, and she holds the key to Ruinous, and that Aeon is like locked in a cage, and we find out all of this, and then we're like, oh man, that's some crazy stuff. And I don't know exactly what the cue was for it to happen. It was on a specific line that somebody said in the conversation. Thank you, Dizzled! For the 37 months at tier 3. Let me do a little... That is a whole lot of months. Thank you, Dizzle, for this 37 months at tier 3. That is a long time. Long time. But... we get told all of this, and then we're like, oh man. And we sure are talking about the Jester, because Mambu has to share all of it with us. Where is... And then we like turn around, and we're no longer in the castle with my mom. We're in the middle of a desert. All of us. Just transported there. We're just in the middle of a desert. And guess who's standing there? The Jester! There he is! With his little cello. His little bone cello. And he's going, oh, you finally figured it out! He's playing his little tunes! Thank you, Dizzle, for the gifted. And he then drops a bunch more lore on us. Yeah, Aeon's trapped in a cage, and every time you use Ruinous, it's close to him getting out. And you don't want that to happen, because he's just gonna delete the world, because he hasn't been there for a while, and he's gonna start over. So if you keep using Ruinous, you're gonna let him out, and then all of you are just gonna get erased from existence and die. So maybe don't do that. and maybe try and stop people from using Ruinous. And we're like, all right, that checks out. So you're like on a side, and he's like, well, I don't want Aeon to get out, and neither do you guys, so that's a win. And we're like, oh great, you're not gonna fight us. Then he's like, lol. And starts fighting us. So we go into combat in the middle of the desert. He drops a bunch of lore, bunch of truths on us, bunch of just like whole big things, and then punches us. And he, for a little bit of an idea of how powerful this man is, he goes to hit one of us, but he misses, and he trips. But when he misses an attack and trips as he was running at somebody, he still clears 120 feet. When he tripped, so true. Okay, I think I'm good to be out of accent now. So we realize, oh boy, this isn't good. And then we start like trying to fight him. And he's like, all right, and punches the ground. He punches the ground and makes an earthquake. At which point, everyone but two of the characters starts falling in the earth. He then closes the earthquake, and we're all suffocating in the sand. At which point, Mambu casts, because she can fly and wasn't in the earthquake. Sorry, I'm still a little British because now I was there. Casts a massive fireball and actually does damage to him. At which point we realize it was like a dream. It was like a test. We were not in danger. So that was fine. That was okay. We were good. Because if David actually tried to put us in that fight, we would not win. We would not win. Like we all walked into that fight knowing that, like, if we don't pull some dumb stuff, we are all going to die here. He is ridiculously up there. But he notably tells us a lot of stuff and is like, all right, good job. You guys hit me a little. Go about your day. So we all go back to the real world and we're like, great. Great. Love it. That was so fun. To continue, we get a lot of really important things. Like, we find out that the only other guy who knows where Aeon is Arthur Terrabreeze, who is one of our big bads. We kind of have two main big bads of like overarching campaign, which is Mavis and Arthur. Mavis is the one who took off my arm and sent the assassin and kidnapped Essek. And then Arthur Terrabreeze is also a guy who kidnapped Essek. It's also the guy who we, we did that to that guy, so he kind of hates us. And then we have like all of our like other big bads, like Divine's dad and my dad. Why is there so many dads? And then like the Aboleth that has a party member kidnapped, and the town that we robbed the people from, and we have a lot of big bads. Those are like the two big bads. And we're like, oh great. And at this point, my mom comes down the stairs and is like, you guys okay? And we find out that it is now morning. And all of us coming out of this dream, we all come out of this dream and we realize that we've all had the benefits of a long rest. It is now morning and it's like we did a sleep. which is very cool. Very nice. Thanks, honest Jester man. Very cool. So we're all feeling okay. And Mother comes down and is like, good morning. What are you all already doing up and fully dressed? And what in the world? And is like, hey, some of my skeletons did some recon, and we think we know where your dad's hiding his Philosopher's Stone. And we're like, oh good, that's what we're going after right now. To recap on this the quest that we're on right now, my dad, my character's dad, is doing some very bad blood magic, and basically using an entire town as his batteries. And we are trying to kill him, steal the books, and take his Philosopher's Stone. That's kind of like our 3 goals right now. And Mother comes down and says, hey, we did recon. And you know how I told you that your dad likes to go to that one place every once in a while? It's probably where he's hiding something. Yeah, he just left there. You guys should totally go right now. He, like, just left. And if you guys go right now, he's definitely not going to go right back there. So you guys could totally go raid that. And we're like, sounds good. Let's go. So she gives us some good potions. Her daddy issues, these whole ass father problems. Real. So we're like, okay, let's actually start on the quest. So we get some stuff from Necromancer Mother, and then we go off. And we walk for like 2 hours. Nothing particular, like crazy is happening during that time. And we get to a shack in the middle of the woods. And I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna look for traps. So then all of our party starts looking for traps. One of our party members is drunk, by the way. You know how the guy was mining the rock with the spoon? He was mining that rock. He's still drunk at this point. The long rest did not undrunk him. So, so we all start looking for traps. Literally everybody's looking for traps. We're like, whoa, there's a tripwire. And then at this point, our cleric is like, hold on. Casts find traps, but only after all of us have already rolled and like started looking. Because then our cleric is like, oh wait, I have find traps. And then just sees all the traps. And there's a lot of traps. There's like 3 alarm tripwires and then a ward on the door of the place that will cast a very big fireball if we touch it. So we are very nervous that our very drunk party member is going to just like trip the wires. So our cleric minor restorations him and he gets sober, which is cool. Love that does that. That would have been a pain in the ass. So we disable the wires and then we dispel magic on the ward and we're like, all right, let's go let's go in. So we start walking in. Barren little shack room with a bunch of old stuff from my village that kind of freaks my character out a little bit. Like there's our old like armor that my character now only wears a couple pieces of, like his armor from being a guard in this village. There's like a full set of it there, and he has a little bit of a moment with that. And then we find out there's a little corridor going down, and we can hear voices down there, and we're like, oh no. I thought Father wasn't gonna be there. And we're like, alright, well, my mother did tell me that my father isn't here because he just left, but sometimes my stepmom likes to hang out here. So we send our rogue and our artificer, who's multi-classed in rogue, down the stairs. At which point, Oshi starts playing my stepmom. Remember Oshi's here for this session to play a character? Yeah, it's my stepmom. You remember how Oshi's here? And Oshi gets to play a character? Yeah, it's my stepmom. And there's another voice who she's talking to. that we very quickly find out is my brother, my half-brother, who's also named Faraday. The other Faraday is down there. And we're like, oh, great. And they go down there. And I want to keep it clear, the other like 5-6 members of the party were all just chilling at the top of the stairs. Okay? And the two of them start sneaking around because they have like ridiculously high stealth. And Farados is real. See, I want to go, hello, replacement. Exactly. So they see that when they go down the stairs, there's 5 doors. And one of them is closed. The other ones are kind of just like archways. And the one door is where the 2 of them are behind. Stepmom and other Faradays. And then the other 4 rooms all have big machinery in them that they kind of figure out is getting power from the Philosopher's Stone. And there's a little eye slit in the door, and they look in and they go, I see the Philosopher's Stone. It's way in the back there on the wall. It's like engraved into the wall, and there's a bunch of pipes and stuff running off of it. And stepmom and half-brother are like messing with some sort of like concoction for the machine. And she's like, yes, I remember to add this and to add this. And he's like, okay, but he's kind of stupid. He's kind of stupid about it. And they start like, all right, let's figure out how to do this. And then our artificer starts, because okay, on one of the machines, there's a big red button. Actually, there's a couple like big buttons on the machines, but there's one big button. And our artificer is like, I bet that's the self-destruct button. And everyone else at the table is like, yeah. And he's like, it's the self-destruct button. Clearly, as it's the big red one. And all the rest of the party isn't there, so we're just like, yeah? And he's like, I want to make a contraption that hits all of the buttons at once. Like when I press a button, all the buttons get pressed. And everyone else is like, yeah, dude. You got it. And our rogue is just like peeping in, looking, kind of trying to overhear what they're talking about. And then while he's making this contraption, he makes a sound. And they're like, who's there? A little bit less aggressive than that. They're like, whoever's out there, you can come in and show yourself. I just want to talk. And our rogue is like, and turns himself invisible. And our rogue has like a telepathic link with our artificer right now. So they're like communicating, like fully, without having to talk out loud. And they're like, all right, you set off your contraption. And then we both run up the stairs and we go get the rest of the party. But you set off your contraption, okay? Click. So, what happens? A lot of things happen. All 4 machines go off. None of them self-destruct. They all just kind of activate. So one of them makes this big ball of light. One of them makes a big sound. Another one makes another like whirring sound. And the other one flashes on the screen soul overload. And to put it in short, our artificer and our rogue switch bodies. So our artificer is now in our rogue's body, and our rogue is now in our artificer's body. And David has them switch character sheets and dice. At this point, there's a loud boom. So the rest of the party goes down. And at this point, Mother has opened the door, sees the artificer. Our rogue, still invisible. But our artificer, who's actually the rogue, she sees. And is like, why did you mess up all my machine? And then at this point, we all come down the stairs, and I make eye contact with her. And I'm like, I make eye contact with her, and she's like, oh, I get it now. And realizes, like, why we're there. And at this point, other Faraday is like, what? Huh? I'm gonna portray him as really stupid because that was kind of like the inside joke we had going the whole time, that he's like really dumb. And we end up like talking for a while. Not really. It's a very tense, just like, that's not the button I meant to press. That's the Quixis music. I make eye contact with her, and she's like, oh, good. Can I get the wording on this right? Because Oshi had a really good line. This is Oshi, by the way, playing my stepmom. So something along the lines of like, oh, good, I can finally get rid of this poor excuse of an experiment, son. I can't get the words right. Like, failed son, terrible. She just starts hammering off at me, and my character is getting pissed. This is notable. Experiment? Yeah, she says that, and I'm like, that's an odd way to refer to, like, your stepson. And she's like, oh, I take no ownership over you, you pathetic person. You pathetic little being. Let's talk. And at this point, the party doesn't even know that they're switched bodies, right? The party doesn't even know that they're switched bodies at this point. But they're like, hold on, let's fix this. So they press the big button again to try to swap them back. But at this point, everyone else is in the room. So we all switch bodies. Except for 2 of our party members who save on the roll. The rest of us fail. And we all switch bodies. And the stepmom is just like watching. Like, bro, what are you doing? Bro, what are you guys doing? As we're like, press it again. Press it again. And she, by the way, is being very, very, like, lenient and letting us, like, keep pressing it until we all get back to the right bodies. I end up in, like, our rogue's body. Our artificer ends up in my body, which is terrible. But we end up, we press the button enough times, we get back to normal. And she's like, great. Can we talk now? And we're like, no, I don't wanna. And we're like, we're gonna need that philosopher's stone. And she's like, no. And we enter combat. Now, I need to establish some things going into this combat. Alright? My character is in a very unhealthy place mentally. Alright? He is trying very, very hard to deal with the fact that his real mom, necromancer mom that he's been hunting for 200 years, is trying to help him. And he's taking like every bone in his body not to just kill her. Right? Every single bone in his body. And because of that, he's then shifted all of that like tension onto killing his dad. And is like, the only thing kind of like getting him through this arc is like, yeah, I'll work with you, but it's just to get rid of him. It's just to get rid of him because he's worse than you. And I want him dead. And I want to kill him. David has mentioned that because my character is carrying around these blood hunting books, they're kind of doing stuff to him. And he's not doing great. He's getting a little bit more violent. He's getting a little bit more bad tendencies. You know how it is. He's carrying around evil books. Evil, toxic books. So my character sees stepmom, sees bad brother, and is like, I'm gonna kill him. I don't care. I'm gonna just run up there and hit them until they die. As you do. But because we all just swapped our bodies around like 20 times, all of us have 2 points of exhaustion. Notably, it gives us disadvantage on stuff, but the second level halves your movement. My character can move 35 feet per round, which means right now he can only move 17 feet. Mother is approximately 60 feet away. And the equivalent of rage is building. Alright, 2 of the characters are not exhausted because they got the first save, they didn't get their bodies swapped. So Mambu is like, I want to teleport towards the stone, and then I'm gonna like punch the wall, and then I'm gonna try and get the stone out. And then she's doing that. All of our other party members are also in this fight, sluggishly getting over there to fight them. Right, we go through like 2 rounds of combat of my boy not being able to do anything and just building. And then like one of the like the straws is like our artificer shoots his force gun, which pushes her back like 20 feet. And I'm like, ah! Because I just can't get there. I just can't get there. And he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no. I like out of game. I'm like, no, you need to hit her. It's just really funny. So Essek, my boy, being the legend that he is, comes up to me and casts haste on my boy, which fixes his movement, gives him another attack, and like advantage on any saving throws that he's gonna get. And I'm like, and he's like, go get her. And like, I almost cried at the table because at this point combat's been going for like an hour and all I've done is run 30 feet. Combat's been going for like an hour and the only thing I've done is run 30 feet. And I'm like, and then our artificer has a pet companion, mount, something, who's a big metal dog thing named Hydra. And to be clear, some of the party going after the people. Some of the party going after Stone. Some of the party destroying the machines. So our artificer is like, hey, dog guy, you go destroy the machines. And we're like, all right, this can't go wrong. What's the closest machine to the dog, you ask? The body swapping one. The body swapping one is the one the dog goes after first. So he goes over there and punches the machine and makes it let off a pulse again. And this time, pretty much everybody saves. Pretty much everybody saves. Pretty cool. My character's good. I'm running. The one person who didn't save was Essek. Now, when you body swap, there kinda needs to be another body there. But everybody saved. So his soul goes in the machine. Because there's no body for it to go into. It goes into the machine. At which point he passes out on the floor. With no soul. And the kicker, chat, the kicker, when you look at the spell haste, use a spell and the speed is doubled, bonus AC, bonus dex. When the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions until after its next turn as a wave of lethargy sweeps over it. So I not only then go back to 17 feet, but spend a whole round of combat doing nothing! At this point, combat's been going for like 2 hours, and I have moved 35 feet, and then been stunned, and then moved 35 more feet. And Essek is passed out on the ground! It gets to my 4th turn of combat. I also want to keep in mind, like, every other character has found a way to get out of the 17-foot problem by, like, casting Misty Step, or, like, one of them is a Tabaxi, so he gets, like, triple his speed when he wants. Except for me. So on my 4th round of combat, I finally get up to my stepmom. And I look at David, and I go, hey. So, I know I don't have anything on my sheet over here, but this has happened a couple times now. My boy is filled with rage and stress and concern for many reasons. And he wants to just pound her. And he doesn't care where it's gonna come from. He's gonna pull on whatever he has inside there that he thinks is gonna do the most damage and do it. And not care about the consequences. And David's like, okay. So I do the equivalent of what, like, David called it, like, bloodlust. This is his homebrew class that I'm starting to dip into, but I don't have right now, but my character's gonna start transitioning into. There's the equivalent of blood rage, and in order to cast it, the thing with blood magic is you're supposed to use your own hit points as, like, spell slots. So your amount of, like, magic and what you can do is based on how much HP you want to spend to do it. But the problem that, like, we've been having is that the blood mages have been using it from other things. So, like, my dad, who's using the whole village as a battery, has been pulling life force from all of the civilians instead of himself to cast blood magic. And because I said it like I did, I pull 20 hit points out of our paladin. I pulled 20 hit points out of our paladin. And then I get one big hit. I actually get 4 attacks where, hold on. How about we, this is my boy, by the way. I've actually never shown this. Yes, he has a 23 in strength. That's not important though. In fact, this is our whole campaign's notes over there. Hold on, I'll move them over so you guys can see a little bit. This is our whole campaign's notes. I have very silly notes for some of them. But notably, this is my combat stats. This is how much damage I'm doing at the current moment. So I have a plus 15 to hit. 3 attacks of 3d6 plus 11 each. I am doing I have 3 hits, each of which are plus 15. And then I do 11 damage and 3d6. And I re-roll 1s and 2s. I'm a little bit of a bapper. That's what I like to play. In D&D. I like to play the bapping. So yeah. I think I do like 60 damage to her. And to be clear, that's where we ended the session. Mambu gets the, for the record, to not tell you just about what I'm doing in combat, Mambu dimension doors to the Philosopher's Stone, casts Shatter on the wall, gets the thing dislodged, and then dimension doors 50 feet straight up to the surface. So now we have the Philosopher's Stone and are fully out of the room. Everyone else is still down there and still fighting. Nobody's down. Idiot brother is still fighting and stepmom is still fighting, but they're both not looking very good. And my character is finally there. I don't speak D&D dice things because I'm going to explain that. Yeah, I roll 3 6-sided dice. If any of those are 1s and 2s, I re-roll for a higher number. And then I add 11 to that. And that's 1 hit, and I do that 3 times. So at its max, I'm doing 18 plus 11. 29 times 3. I can do 87 damage if I rolled max on everything in 1 turn. Which is a lot. And typically that's where we ended. Essek is still on the floor. The philosopher machine's out of the wall. So I don't know where his soul is. Yeah. There you go, chat. That's your update. And we play tomorrow. I am in the process of drawing my stepmom, by the way, chat. Because I need to add her to the list of NPCs. But we wanted to get through much of that interaction because Oshi was actively playing that character. We wanted to get through that interaction. We didn't end up getting fully through combat. So David will end up playing her for a little bit. But Oshi was doing like all the dice rolls and deciding what she was doing during combat and doing the role play for that, which is fun. Another song time? Yeah. We are going to do an epic listen. I'm actually going to run to the bathroom really quick, chat. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to do a little bit of a listen. We're going to do a little bit of a listen.